All right, so today we're diving deep into something pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Social and national peace.
Mm.
We've got this source material that breaks it all down, and I gotta say, it's eye-opening.
It really is.
Some really insightful stuff here.
Definitely makes you think.
So basically, we're trying to understand what makes a society truly harmonious.
Right, like what are the key ingredients for a stable and thriving society?
Exactly, and this source goes beyond just like a simple definition.
Yeah, it really digs deep into the elements that contribute to it. Like, what are the building blocks of a peaceful nation?
Okay, so starting with the basics, what exactly is social national peace?
Well, the source defines it as this state of harmony and stability.
Like everybody's vibing together?
Kind of.
No major conflicts or anything?
Exactly, but it goes deeper than that.
Oh, I bet.
It talks about these core elements: justice, equality, social cohesion, human rights protection, and inclusivity.
That's quite a list.
It is, and what's interesting is that they're all interconnected.
Oh, I see.
You can't just have one without the others.
Like they're all interwoven.
Exactly. For example, you can't have true social cohesion.
Like that sense of community.
Yeah, without addressing inequalities.
Makes sense.
If some groups are disadvantaged,
Right.
it's hard to have a truly unified society.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's all about balance.
Absolutely. So let's talk about justice and equality.
Okay.
The source emphasizes them as the foundation of a peaceful society.
Definitely. It mentions things like fair laws, equal opportunities, stuff like that.
But what does that actually look like in real life?
Right. Like, how does that translate into actual policies?
Exactly. Say in something like healthcare.
Okay.
What would a truly just healthcare system look like?
Well, I think a just healthcare system would ensure equal access to quality care for everyone,
Okay.
regardless of their income or background.
Right, so everyone gets treated the same.
Exactly. It might involve a system where everybody contributes based on what they can afford and receives care based on their needs.
Got it.
But I think it goes even deeper than that.
Oh, how so?
A truly just system would also address those social determinants of health.
Like what kinds of things?
Things like access to good food,
Makes sense.
safe housing, quality education. All of these things play a huge role in health outcomes.
It's true.
It's not just about treating the symptoms, but addressing the root causes of health inequalities.
I see. So it's a much broader approach.
Exactly.
That reminds me of something else the source talks about.
Okay.
Social cohesion. It describes it as the glue that holds a society together.
Very important.
But I'm curious, like, how does that glue actually work?
That's a good question.
What brings people together in a society?
Well, think about it in terms of social connections.
Oh.
There's something called bonding social capital, which are those strong ties within a group.
Like family and close friends.
Exactly, that kind of inner circle.
Yeah.
Then you have bridging social capital.
Okay, I'm listening.
Those are connections between different groups.
Interesting.
People from different backgrounds, different perspectives.
That's like building bridges between different communities.
Exactly, and both types of connections are crucial.
Oh, I see.
Bonding creates a sense of belonging, while bridging fosters understanding and tolerance.
So it's not just about everyone being besties.
No.
It's about those connections that bridge the divides.
Precisely. Building those relationships between different groups.
And that makes me think about human rights.
How
does protecting human rights fit into this whole idea?
Well, protecting human rights is essential for building trust.
Okay.
And cooperation within a society.
How so?
Think about it. When people's basic rights are respected, like freedom of speech, protection from discrimination, access to health care.
Those are all super important.
It sends a message that everyone matters.
I like that.
That everyone has a stake in the well-being of the society.
That creates a sense of shared identity.
Exactly, and that strengthens social cohesion.
Okay, I'm with you.
It's all interconnected.
Now, the source also talks about the downsides of inequality.
Yeah, it can be a big problem.
Even going as far as saying it can lead to unrest.
Right, and conflict.
Which is honestly a bit unsettling.
It is, but it's important to understand.
Yeah, for sure.
So can you tell me a bit more about that connection? Of course, so when there are huge inequalities...
Like massive gaps between the rich and the poor.
Exactly. It can create this sense of relative deprivation.
Meaning?
People start comparing themselves to others who they see as having much more...
More wealth, more opportunities.
Exactly, and that can breed resentment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Frustration, and ultimately unrest.
That's a recipe for trouble.
It is, and history is full of examples.
Like what?
Think about the French Revolution.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Fueled by those massive economic disparities.
That's a pretty extreme example.
It is, but it shows the power of inequality to destabilize a society.
Yeah, that's a powerful point.
And even in more recent times, we've seen social movements arise.
Right.
From feelings of economic injustice.
People feeling left behind.
Exactly, or lack of opportunity.
So it's clear that inequality can have some serious consequences.
It absolutely can.
Right, so how do we combat that?
Well, the source points to inclusivity as a key factor.
Okay, so making sure everyone feels included.
Exactly, valuing diversity.
Right.
And making sure everyone feels welcome and empowered.
But what does that actually look like in practice?
Right, like what are some concrete examples?
Yeah, what initiatives actually promote inclusivity?
Well, it can take many forms.
Okay.
It could be policies that ensure accessibility.
Like for people with disabilities.
Exactly, or programs that promote participation of marginalized groups in decision-making.
So giving everyone a voice. Precisely. Or even cultural events that celebrate the diversity of a community.
I love that.
It's all about creating an environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to participate.
That's a great goal.
It is, and it's essential for social peace.
I totally agree. And the source brings it all back to why this matters.
Yeah, why should we even care about all this?
Right. Social national peace isn't just some lofty ideal.
No, it's not just a nice to have.
It has real-world benefits.
Absolutely.
Stability, economic growth, and a higher quality of life for everyone.
Exactly. All those things we talked about.
Justice, equality, social cohesion.
Human rights, inclusivity.
They're not just abstract concepts.
No, they have real-world implications.
They actually contribute to creating a society where people feel secure.
Right, supported, empowered.
And when people feel that way, they're more likely to cooperate.
To innovate.
To contribute to their community.
Exactly. It creates this virtuous cycle.
Where everybody benefits.
It's a win-win situation.
So, to wrap it all up, social national peace is about so much more than just the absence of war.
It's more proactive than that.
Exactly. It's about actively creating a society where everyone feels a sense of belonging.
Right.
Has equal opportunities. And where their rights are protected.
Absolutely. It's about fostering a community where diversity is celebrated.
I love that.
And everyone can thrive.
Such a great point.
And on that note, I want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay, hit me.
Think about your own community. If you could implement one policy or initiative,
just one,
to strengthen social peace where you live.
Wow, that's a tough one.
It is, but it's important to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
What would it be and why?
That's a fantastic question to reflect on.
It is, because this deep dive has given you the tools to understand these complex issues. Now it's time to apply that knowledge to the world around you.
That's a great point. And remember, everyone, building a more peaceful and just society starts with each of us.
We all have a role to play.
It's about engaging in these conversations.
Right.
Critically examining the systems we live in.
Absolutely.
And taking action to make a difference.
We can all be part of the solution.
So keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep asking questions.
And keep striving for a world where everyone can thrive.
I love that.
Until next time.
See you then.